Record. Okay. Hi, Zion. I realize that you are not with us, so I hit record. And what we're looking at is Cam and I are looking at his favorite sport, which is soccer. And the soccer ball has a diameter of 8.5 inches. So a soccer ball has a diameter of 8.5 inches. And if we multiply that, if you remember 2 weeks ago, if you multiply the diameter by pi, which is about 3 1/7, you get the perimeter of the soccer ball, but it has a special name called circumference. So
Circumference.
I'm going to teach you boys how to do that today. So the first thing you need to do is you need to, you ready? Convert mixed number into improper fraction. So Cam, can you tell me, if you were looking at 1 1/2, what is that equivalent to as an improper fraction? It would be some number of halves. How many halves would that be? You have one whole and 1/2.
2.5.
Louder, please, but don't put your pencil in your mouth because it makes it difficult for me to understand you. How many halves is one whole and 1/2? So here's a whole, which of course is 2 halves, and here's a half. And when you add 1/2, 1/2, and 1/2, how many halves do you get?
3 halves.
Of course. Now, Cam, look at this. You ready? Can you do 2 times 1? 2 times 1.
2 times 1 is 2.
Add the 1 now. And what do you get?
3.
Of course. So if you are looking at 8 1/2, do the same thing, Cam. Multiply 8 times 2 and add 1 more. So 8 times 2 is?
8 times 2 is 16.
Add
16.
1 more.
17.
17 what? 17 halves. Now let's convert pi into an improper fraction. Do the same thing. 3 times 7, and then we add 1 more. Go ahead.
3 times 7. 3, 6, 9. Now, so 4 more times. 9.
Wait a minute.
12.
Why don't you just count by 7s 3 times? 7, 14.
7, 14. I forget the last one.
Well, don't remember it. Think of, hey.
So let's see, 14 plus 7.
Right. So think 14 plus 6 plus 1 more.
21.
And you have to add 1 more 7.
22.
That's it. So guess what? You just converted mixed numbers into improper fractions. This is called an improper fraction. And do you know, Cam, that improper fractions are very proper?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that funny? Yeah. So let's go back. And now, Cam, this is the best part. We have 17 halves times 22 7. Now, Cam, I want you to write that down right now. I want you to write down the mixed numbers and then below it, the improper fractions. Go ahead and write that down. Okay, have you written it down?
Almost done.
All right, buddy. I got something really exciting now. Let me know when you're ready.
Ready.
Okay, now the best part, when you multiply fractions, go like this with your hand. I want you to cut off the head, which means multiply the numerators, and then cut off the feet, which is to multiply the diameters. But wait a minute, don't do it yet. And the reason is, can you look at 22 over 2? Can't we simplify that? Aren't those both even numbers? Cam, aren't those both even numbers? Speak so I know
Yeah.
you hear me. Yes.
Yeah.
If you cut even numbers in half, you'll make a simplified fraction. So go ahead. Come on, cut 22 in half. Quick.
22 and a half. That would be
What's half of 22? How many times does 2 go into 22?
2. 22 times 2. That's 21. This one's tricky.
No, it's not. Now look up, look up, look up. If you have 22 and I ask you what is half of 22, can't you just are you looking at my screen? Yeah, can't you just partition 22 to 20 plus 2? Take half of 20, take half of 2. What's half of 20?
10.
What's half of 2?
1. 11.
Of course, that's half of 22. And you know that 11 times 2 is 22. That's another way to think of what's half of 22. So of course, 11. What's half of 2? What's half of 2?
Half of 2. 1.
All right, now Cam, make a little diagonal cross out of the 22 and the 2 and write 11 above the 22 and write a little 1 below the 2. Now, Cam, you are ready to multiply across. So go ahead first and multiply 1 times 7. Go. What is 1 times 7?
7.
Good. Now, Cam, do you know how to multiply by 11? Did I ever teach you to just write
I
down?
don't think so.
Well, watch this, Cam.
Wait, that time, yeah, that you did.
Do you remember if you write it down twice, but push one of them over one place value and you add them? Can you please add that for me?
What do you mean? What was the second step?
Well,
You want down?
you want to write down 17, write it down right below it, but push it over one place value. Now you just have to add them. Go for it. Come on. 7 plus 0 is?
Hold on a second.
You got it.
7 plus 0 is 7 plus 0 is 7.
That goes in your ones column. 1 plus 7.
1 plus 7 equals 8.
And
187.
guess what? You just multiplied 8.5 times pi. And the answer is 187 sevenths. Now, are you thinking to yourself, Mr. Kramer, I want to really understand how close to 24 inches that is. So let's do this, Cam. I want you to write on a piece of paper 187 and make the little division sign. That's called a division sign. And you want to divide it by 7. This is 187 divided by 7. Did you write that down?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now, Cam, I'm going to ask you some questions. Are you ready? How many times does 7 go into 18? Because 7 doesn't go into 1. So we have to then look at the 18. How many times does 7 go into 18?
2.
Of
Wait,
course.
hold on.
So put a 2 directly above the 8.
Okay.
Now you know, Cam, what 7 times 2 is. What is 2 sevens?
14.
Well, take 14 away from 18 and tell me what's left over. That's called your remainder. So you got
4.
of course. Now write a little 4 next to the 7, and you're now looking at 47, my friend. How many times does 7 divide into 47? 7, do you want to count by 7s with me?
Mhm.
Let's count by 7s. 1, 2, 3, go. 7.
7.
Come on, you can do this.
14.
You know
I
the
knew
third
it then.
one. You already did it today.
20. 22.
Come on, 14 plus 6 plus 1. 14 plus 6 plus 1.
14 plus 6 plus 1. That's 28. 21.
Good. Keep going.
Let's see. 42.
No, 42 is not the next one. 42 is way down here. After 21 is 28. 7 more is 35. And the 6th 7 is 42. Wait, is that our number?
No.
Of course it is. 7 times 6 is 42. 42 is less than 47. And what's left over, Cam? What's the remainder?
$1,000.
No. After you take 42 away from 47, here's my 47. I'm taking away 42. Come on, what's left over?
7 minus 2 equals 5.
That's it.
4 minus 4
So
equals 0.
it's 26 and 5 watts. 26 and 5 watts. 26 and 5
7.
sevenths. So it's, now look at this. You made a conjecture that it was 26 inches, and the actual number is 26 and 5/7 inches. And Cam, when you're done with this class, I want you to take a flexible tape measure. Okay? I want you to take a flexible tape measure, and I want you to measure the circumference of a soccer ball. And I bet it's going to be very close to 26.5 inches. Will you try that for me?
Yes.
Now, Cam, I got some good news. I gave you the diameters of every type of ball. There's 2 pages of diameters, and you could do the same thing with a basketball, anything that you're interested in. So I want you to have some fun with that. And I'm gonna send this to you and Zion. Now let's see, this is Cam R, Zion, and today is the second day of April. Did you have fun on April Fool's Day?
Mm-hmm.
Did you?
Arya and Luke. Arya and Luke, those are my two brother and sister. They're twins. They
Did you-
were so fooled every time.
Oh wow, Cam, I believe it, man. I believe it because you have style, baby. You have style, and you have a very good sense of humor. Randolph, and there's Zion, Smarty, and then Dad Seek. And I will send the video by tomorrow. And Cam, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Are you celebrating Easter?
Uh-huh.
Good, good. So you enjoy yourself and give my best to your mom and your family, okay?
Goodbye.
Go get the tape measure and the soccer ball right now. Make sure it works.
Okay.
Bye, buddy.